We are back in action for something else. So, told you this was coming. This is the Hellcat air tube. This goes from the inner light on the driver's side. You got to take off that cap in the back, which I think has Torx screws. If I remember, it's been a while since I did it. It is a gigantic pain in the ass. Older ones had clips, and this now has Torx screws, and it's next to impossible to get to. The way you need to do it to get there, which I didn't do, found out after the fact, is what you see here, right? Air filter's got to come out, air boxes got to get lifted up. It kind of helps if you take the radiator supports off, all right? Get those out, and then you can kind of finagle from the side, but that's got to come out. And then this tube is square on one side, and you can see this is closed. This one goes through. All right, can you see my hand? Kind of. Wait. All right, so you can see that goes right through. I tried just stuffing it in. All right, just kind of putting these two pieces through, and then putting this over top of the inlet tube, and that is impossible. It's not going to work. You're not going to be able to keep it in place. The minute you try to shove it down into place, it's going to fall apart. So there are 4 holes, and now you can see I have them screwed directly into the airbox. I just got to do the last one, so I wanted to show you before I did it. That's it. That'll hold that in nice and snug like this, and then we can just lower it down, and it's rubber, so we can obviously, you know, smash it in, get it down, and then connect it to the back of the inlet tube. The one thing I was told, and I told you guys I was waiting on, was where was I going to put the IR receiver for the shaker LEDs? Well, one, if you don't have a shaker or you chose to not do the LEDs, you don't have to worry about this. So go ahead and do it. For those of you that have that, for people that are in my situation that did both, we got to figure out what to do. So I unplugged it. That's here. And I know that I can't come out of the hole in the airbox and mount it right here. I can't even put it in the tube. I guess I could. So I thought about poking a hole right here, snipping these wires, and then having it come from the headlight Molex up and then into here, and then just kind of where it turns, putting that there, which I could still do. But for right now, I decided to drop the wires out of the bottom of the airbox. I'm going to get this whole tube installed and then just kind of see where that leaves me in terms of a good place to put it. Worst case, I can do this. I just, you know, the more wires you got to clip, the more things that fall apart, and then you end up with a fucking problem. So anyway, let's see. I'm going to get this last thing installed, screwed in here, get this thing all connected up, and then once everything's back in place, I can see a good spot to put that IR receiver and get back in business with the lights. So there you go. We'll see what happens, and I'll be back with an update. So there's the back of the inlet tube. I ended up taking off the radiator support cover for this project as well. And there's the tube. All right, so it's all screwed in, and it's over there. And you can kind of see it all smushed down in here. Yeah, see the ridges right there by my finger? Nope, almost. Yeah, see, probably see my finger wiggling, but that's there. So I don't know, we got to figure out a good way to get this attached with not a ton of room. So that's the challenge we're facing now. All right, we're connected up. Still a little wonky, but the trick here was to grab it and hold the top on here as I shoved the airbox down. And then once this was in place, I worked it around all the way to make sure that it was on all sides of the inlet tube. And now it's on there. And we can see, there it is. And if we look through the front, what do we see? Straight into the airbox. Try to make it lighter. But there you go. That's in there. And as of right now, my IR receiver is just hanging down here. Nowhere super usable. But I gotta go down this side of the hole and come right back up on this side of the hole here before I get this pin on the other side of this back in. And then from there, also look, I've got a lot of slack here, right, all bundled up, so I can loosen this, and I got plenty more play in that. So we'll see, we'll get that figured out. But this is in, we'll get buttoned up, right, tube back on there, shaker back on over there, air filter back in over there, and all set. But we now are feeding the engine air from two ways. Right? Shaker tube on down, and cold air getting shoved right into the front at 130 miles an hour, making a lot of cold air. And in the winter, this is going to be pretty dope. So that's the scoop. We'll get it all buttoned up, and when I figure out what to do with that IR receiver, I'll be back.